Thank you very much for joining. Anybody that has used, for instance, Alexa or Google Assistant will know that they help you to work you better. They remember your experiences. They remember your music genre, your film that you want to watch, or if you have an Amazon Alexa photos, that obviously it will know your photos and will display them. AI companions is a different type of AI. These are, as the name says, your companions. These are the guys, and now just avatars, which want to spend time with you. Now, if you have these AI companions around, should you fear that they can spy on you? A lot depends on who operates the AI app or AI companion. Therefore, it is right to ask three questions. Will AI companions spy on me? Is ChatGPT saving everything I say? Or will it hack into my computer or leak my secrets? It all depends on the type of organization that you are dealing with, whether you should really be scared that it will tap onto your information. So let me show you what do big tech and retailers already know about you. And they know a lot. Think about Google, Microsoft, Meta, Zoom, all of them. They know your search history, your preferences, inclinations, email addresses, conversations, and I could go on and on. Retailers, Tesco, Sainsbury's, or Walmart, well, they are in a different league. They know your purchase history. First of all, your preferences, which is absolutely vital to them to survive and to target you as potential buyers for specific products that you prefer. But people may think that it's the government that knows everything about you and it spies on you. Well, let's look at the reality. Of course, the government issues the passports or identity cards, biometrics, it knows your tax, your NHS health record, which is a huge area of knowledge about you, property, vehicle, and so on. But what is interesting that in this research that I've done, and I confirmed it from other sources, in both the US and the UK, I don't know how it is in Europe, but I think it's a similar profile. The majority of the public is more concerned about how private companies use their data than the government. And the reason for that is that there is more trust in the government than in big private companies. Let me dive a little bit deeper into how AI handles your information. And here I also cover different types of AI, starting with AI assistants. There is a complete mess in the nomenclature of what really we call AI assistants. So let's sort it out. Some people may have a slightly different stratification of those AI types, but I don't think it will be very far away from what you see here. So AI assistants are the lowest level, the Alexa, Siri, or Google assistants. And they do not store so much about your data, but they store your preferences. If you take Alexa, for instance, which is we are talking about hundreds of millions worldwide, what happens is that it stores your preferences in, for instance, watching a certain video channels, your listening to radio channels, music, films. The next level are what is now being called non-agentic AI. So these are ChatGPT, the free version, non-subscription, or Gemini without memory. Anybody that is scared about AI should probably start here because they store minimum information about you, no data between the sessions, and they cannot recall past interactions. And then we come to the agentic AI. This is a brand new breed of AI, around less than a year old. And these are advanced personal agents like AutoGPT, Devin AI, Claude projects, or Manus, which is to some extent my preferred and the most advanced agentic AI. Not many people may have heard about. This is a Chinese version, really advanced, almost worrying how skillful it is. Expensive, costs you around $37 a month a license, but you can get something for free, say around 10, 15 minutes a day. And such an agentic AI will actually carry out its job without any intervention for half an hour and will come up with its ready-made product. You can see what it's doing. You can see how many times it reiterates and it corrects the information that it initially thought was correct. So that's another insight into how intelligent these AI, agentic AIs become. However, you have the lowest level of control, which is understandable. You just can't interact with this AI agent when you have trusted him that it will execute everything that you requested from it. And then we come to AI companions. As I mentioned, the term is around, well, less than a year old. And some representatives, probably the best known is Replika, AI, Character.AI. Character.AI actually is almost 2 years old, but this is fairly primitive. Replika is the oldest one, but to call it AI companion, it's probably only happened in the last year. So these are trying to become your real AI companion, your companions. So this gives you medium to low control. And finally, to AI life companions, you'll have to check it yourself how unique Matisse AI is. It's a non-agentic and it's user control. It gives you maximum control over your data because nothing is stored without your explicit user consent. The price that you pay is lower automation. But what does it really mean? It means that you will have to add around 10, 15 seconds for storing a file in the right folder. That's it. Otherwise, you have maximum control on what you want the Metis to store. This diagram, you can see that the more automated AI is, the less is the control. The non-agentic AI, like ChatGPT, are at the left bottom corner, which means that they give you some control and some automation. They are in the middle of nowhere. Metis AI, I would say, is at the bottom right corner where user control is maximized, but it also, in the relative terms, it's as automated as non-agentic AI. But what can you do to use AI companion safely? How does it differ in terms of protecting you and using AI safely when you use the big AI providers? In a nutshell, if you trust your big AI, if you trust your cloud providers, you can trust your big AI providers because are usually the same companies like Google or Microsoft. The reason for that is that these companies have a similar they similar invest in security, compliance, and transparency because government is really watching them, as you can see, and the fines are just exorbitant. We are talking about millions and millions of, well, billions of pounds. They want your aggregated data and not your credentials, your passwords. But a different story is with the small guys, the small AI providers. That requires caution. Why? There are three key concerns. First of all, you may not know where and how is your data stored. And then who has access to your data apart from yourself and the program that is actually running it. They may unintentionally leak your information to external world and it will be out there. So there's one big message. If you wouldn't trust a company with a cloud backup, don't trust them with prompt. So what are the practical privacy policy for deploying AI companies? Prefer reputable providers, avoid sharing sensitive data, check adjust memory, data controls, delete saved memory, and use temporary chat, about which I'll be talking in a minute, because this is a very useful feature. And I take ChatGPT as an example. Gemini is slightly different, but ChatGPT has the widest range of controls. But you have to be aware what are those controls and what kind of control over your data you have when you apply them. So first of all, almost every assistant, agentic AI, or AI companions have something which is called saved memories. So these are explicitly added, like your name, which can be viewed, deleted in case of ChatGPT within 30 days. If you do nothing, it will just disappear. It's like snippets, bits and pieces. And then you have reference chat history. This is like a handy notebook. So when AI has a conversation with you, it may think, what I've heard, it may be useful for another conversation. So I better write it down and write it down in its handy notebook, as I call it. And this is the reference chat history. But if it is not used or if it's not been called within the last 30 days, approximately, that will just disappear. But then, in the case of ChatGPT, this has this unique, fairly unique. This situation may change because other big companies are following suit because it's a competition area. Temporary chat. So if you use ChatGPT, if you go into the upper right-hand corner, there is a little circle, and you click on that circle. It creates a new environment which is called temporary chat. And that temporary chat, the AI assistant knows nothing about you. So it's superb for most concerned. And then there is a persistent memory, which I have used, well, since it has appeared, so it's probably close to 2 years. OpenAI tries to minimize this, so you get initially perhaps an equivalent of 4 to 5 pages of text that you can store about yourself, about something that is important for you and is frequently recalled. But since then, you can add or your ChatGPT, your AI companion, will add this data that you tell it to store, or it itself thinks it is worthwhile storing in persistent memory. The advantage is that when you open a conversation with ChatGPT, which has that persistent memory, you don't have to recall anything because it will know enough for you to know the context. And this significantly improves the quality of the conversation. So how does Metis.AI Live Companion use your data? First of all, and I'm now talking specifically about Metis.AI and its unique features, we have no access to your data. Therefore, no data of any kind is stored by Sustensis. You control storage location. And in extreme cases, if you are really worried, you can be completely sealed off, having backup to your external drive. And what I'll show you in a minute is just the last diagram, but this could be a kind of a benchmark for other AI companions or other AI assistants to measure how much control you have over your information. And I show you how we have done it so we can compare it against other AI, agentic AI or AI assistants or AI companions. So what we have created is called human AI interaction. This term is not copyrighted by us. It appeared in several publications before we used this, but it reflects the type applicable to AI companions. This is the human AI interaction, which is of a different kind than the normal chats, because it's based on the contextual knowledge about yourself. And that's why the word companion is absolutely correct. We pronounce this hi. We have a routine, which is called morning hi routine, where potentially every morning, when you walk to your station, to your workplace, you have your earbuds, you converse with your AI, and you discuss all the tasks for today, and it prioritizes with you as you walk along. In 15 minutes, you come to your workplace and you've got all set up. And I mean, this is such a magic that you can do that. But anyway, we call it morning hi routine. So on one side, within the human AI interaction area, we have this Metis AI Life Companion. But on its own, it wouldn't do anything. It has to get access to the external knowledge, which are the AI assistants like ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on. And there are various models that it uses, like GPT-5 now, 25 Gemini, Claude Sonnet, and so on. But this is where the firewall has been installed. And therefore, once the conversation is finished, it's gone. And then within the human AI interaction area, we've got our modules. I skip it because it's irrelevant for today. We have our master prompts where this is the Bible of Metis AI, and I go straight to self-knowledge data store that you build, and which is all the context that your AI Life Companion will use. And you can store this contextual memory in the cloud. As I said, this is your choice. Or you put a firewall and you store everything, you back it up on your local storage. So to summarize, we do not store any information about you. We only teach you our method to increase your self-knowledge about your life purpose. Almost the final slide. We need to make a rational choice based on what others already know about us. And this doesn't relate to AI alone. It relates generally to how we perceive threat or risk. Because those fears, and again, it doesn't only relate to AI, often mask something deeper, resistance to change or fear of our own digital habits. So therefore, what we really should be scared of that if we have that kind of treasure trove, like Medizai companion self-knowledge data store, and then we have passwords written on a piece of paper lying around on a desktop, well, that's a disaster. Uh, at a personal level, you should not fear the big companions, but be careful about the small ones. If you understand that, you can embrace AI rather than reject it. So, in conclusion, you remember this wearing guy who thinks that AI is all the time watching him. And well, when he started using ChatGPT, he panicked and goes into the panic room. Instead, he should use common sense. He should use digital common sense. And he should memorize three things. Don't let unjustified fears block you from getting amazing benefits from AI. The second one is learn how to use it safely. That's what this presentation is about. And finally, take responsibility of your own habits.